Alright, now let's give it a try. I would close the emulator first just to make sure everything went through.
Yeah, here's hoping. Okay. Alright, guys, it's temporarily black. Let's boot up again, see if we got it. Maybe. If it goes by most recently open, this should be. Yeah. Yes, maybe?
There it is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that's it. It's working.
Okay, are we back in? Are we good?
Yeah, you can bring us back in now. We're good.
Okay.
And,
Sorry, boy.
And hold on a second.
Oh yeah, I gotta set your screen share back to the game itself too. Hang on, one moment. Change windows. Please behave. Yay, he's behaving itself. Okay, thank you, Discord, for actually behaving for once. Okay, boys, what's up? Bob here, and Brandon, welcome back to Let's Play Bleach Heat the Soul 7. Sorry, I'm very discombobulated right now because there was some fuckery I had to do in order to get this working, like just extracting and moving save data. That's all. It's fun time. So, we booted up. I don't think it's gonna be too complicated if you want to get it running for yourself. I can imagine we can just walk you through the process later on if need be. So, first option I imagine is probably the DLC, maybe.
One of them. So this takes over your game. What one of them does is it puts you in regular versus mode with the added character. The other puts you in the special versus modes, the 1-on-3, the free for all, the what have you.
Okay.
So yeah, go to the top option.
All right. Now loading. Wow, that was different. Oh, hello.
And then do it again.
Cursed.
Okay, go to the bottom one.
Okay. I'm scared. This game.
There it is.
Data install?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm too scared to hit the fast forward button right now. I'm just gonna let it rock. Why not? Okay. So I guess I'll just go ahead and give us a basic rundown of what you're in for. So, Heat of Soul 7 does have a minute amount of DLC. Not an incredible amount, but it's, well, there it is, actually. It's a special little promo that was given out for Heat Soul. I'm talking raw right now. Fuck. For Heat the Soul 7, that is basically just advertising the character Shuren for the movie Hellverse, which, funny enough, the kid did not even turn out to be the final boss or the main villain. Go figure, huh?
So that was really funny. Top option.
Which one?
The top one.
Okay. Top one again?
Top one. Yep.
Okay.
The top one is always going to be your most straightforward option.
Alright, okay. So we are definitely in a basic versus mode, and there he is. Let's go ahead.
So what's important to note about this, they only give you a handful, I think, is that the game itself was released in August. This DLC was released in November. Bleach Hellverse came out beginning of December, I think. December 5th or December 10th. The demo for Bleach Soul Ignition came out on December 24th or 21st of 2010. That demo was the Hellverse stage. The enemy in that Hellverse stage, that was Kokuto, the actual villain of Hellverse, not Shuren. So this is a misdirect, because all of the promo material had Shuren as the villain. So this
I can kind of tell he's also DLC, because if you look carefully, YouTube playback can probably see decently well. There's a good amount of effort actually put into detailing this kid's face. It's kind of funny, actually.
And one thing that's very funny, especially for Bailey if he's still here, in the Japanese version of Hellverse, Shuren is voiced by Toru Furuya, also known as Amuro Ray.
Yup. Holy crap.
And Amuro Ray being Amuro Ray, he sounds like he's drunk and has food in his mouth. So I love it.
Yeah, he's immediately best.
Especially when he's playing Ribbons.
Oh yeah.
Japanese Ribbons especially sounds like he has like he's always drunk.
Yeah, doing the up counter, I could definitely hear the Amuro a little bit with the line he's giving there. Let's see. Yeah, fucking, it's weird because I'm doing just basic attacks with him, and there's definitely the fire projecting from his hands. It definitely is adding a bit of uniqueness to his character. Honestly, it's a fucking shame he was DLC, but only because not a lot of people are going to get to experience this. There's already a few people experiencing this game anyway because Japanese PSP, go figure, but Also, like, DLC is hard to finagle onto the PSP to begin with. Like, even English side, sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass with, like, extracting the files, but Japanese, holy crap. Also, considering that he's not an additional character to the main game either, it's like he's, well, like a separate game mode pretty much. It's like, why would you go through this much effort? Like, why not just make it a regular roster inclusion, guys? It's kind of odd. But I guess also this would technically make him the very first DLC to aiding whatever we're actually put out now I think about it.
Yeah, kind of. The thing, though, is that it's not just locked behind DLC, which all of the DLC for 6 and 7 was free, by the way. I'm going to put that out there now.
Okay, that's cool.
Because I was able to download them on hardware back in the day. He was also locked behind an update, so he was also included in the only balance patch the game ever got as well. Which means if you want to play Shuren mode, you also have to play the only way to play the balance patch is to play Shuren mode. You can't do it any other way. He also has 2 unique ultimates.
Yeah, I think I've done both of them so far. He's got one where he shoots out like a tiny barrage of fireballs, and one where he jumps up and drops a big fireball. I've never actually played free battle in this game before. It's always in the single player shit.
Yep.
That is certainly a little bit funny. Alright, now I will play 2-player costume, and we'll fight,
Basta Lorde?
Nah.
Oh,
we're going old school. Why?
Right.
Fuck it. You're not gonna see this version too often anyway.
Because you want to have fun with that issue, and this is just a showcase more than it is. Did the balance patch balance the game?
Unknown.
As much as any aiding game could be, but there were actual statistical changes at the time.
Are they cataloged anywhere? Do you know that offhand?
I know they were. I couldn't remember offhand what they were, and I'm gonna bet the answer is gonna be no by and large, because PSP game circa 2010, Japan only, no less.
Yeah. Sometimes they're okay. It's also very fucking weird. Sometimes you could find some PSP games are an anomaly, like they really are sometimes. Like for example, there are catalog changes you can find. It's not quite a balance patch per se, but like going from Dissidia, the first game, to 012, like there are actual like catalog changes between like characters from the first game to the second game. Outside of obviously just new moves, but how some moves were tweaked and all that stuff. So I know some people have documented shit like this before, but yeah, for a Japanese PSP game, yeah, I would not expect that, personally speaking. It's unfortunate too, but yeah.
Yeah, that's
anyway,
what I was
Shuren's
saying.
actually really fun so far.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying, is like a game that's Japan only, late PSP era, and of course not Dissidia, one of the most popular games on the console.
Yeah.
Honestly, y'all were lucky. But...
There we go. Well, I think that was a counter.
Yeah, that's a counter.
There we go. Well,
But
okay,
you know,
that did something. That pushed into an actual struggle. That's cool.
But you know how counters work in Heat the Soul, which is to say they don't.
Yeah.
What's also funny about him in voices is that in the dub, he's played by Patrick Seitz, going as effeminate as he possibly can without going into the lady from Grand Blue that he plays. Which is hysterical and also super weird because I might be Mandelaing myself, but I could swear to God that he was played by Ben Diskin.
Yes, you've talked about this before, and to be absolutely fair, he looks the most Ben Diskin I've ever seen a Ben Diskin character before. Jesus.
There is no version of this character that ever could possibly look like a Patrick.
Yeah, seriously, like, fucking Kokuto looks more Patrick than that. But he turned out to be Travis.
To be honest, when playing Soul Res, because that game came out like 2 years before Hellburst did, I couldn't tell if it was Travis or Patrick. In some roles, they sound very much alike.
Yes, they absolutely do at times.
Ladiva, thank you, Nigel. Yeah, he straight up looks like Lawrence, thank you.
Yeah, he looks like Lorenz crossed a little bit with Joseph, Joestar a little bit.
A little, yeah.
Like, yeah, again, this character looks more Ben Diskin than most Ben Diskin roles. It's just fucking hilarious. Like, the typecasting is right here.
Yeah, check out what some of the other modes in this thing while we're here, so this isn't only
is there
10
anything
minutes
else?
long.
Oh, this thing, I guess.
Try them all out.
Why not? Fuck it. I wonder what we're in for. That's not it. That's versus mode. We do not have that.
Okay, go up to the top mode again. There'll be a sub menu in the top one as well.
Yep.
And then down, and then yeah.
Lorenz and Joseph are both voiced by Ben. Yep, that's a joke.
Yep. All right. So what?
Whoa.
Okay, this is the 4-player. This is the 4-player mode in versus that you can do freely. So I guess set up any 4 characters you want. You can also do teams if you wanted.
Sure, why not? Oh, I already chose a character. That's weird. Oh, I see. You probably just gotta like select it the one time and then you're done. I didn't think they actually gridlocked you to certain levels for the 4-player. That's actually interesting.
Yeah, they made it. They only made certain areas big enough because, as you know, every other stage is very tiny.
That's true. Also, probably the amount of detail in the background for what the PSP can actually process.
Yeah. Ready? Boy, isn't this a motley crew?
God, I don't think I've even played Nemu yet. Fuck me running. I'll have to try that at some point.
Her attacks are all melee, but she has a really funny ultimate where she blows you and then blows up.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna. Obviously, I'm not nearly done playing this game for Twitch just yet. I'm gonna be fucking around with this some more at some point in time, whenever I have the free dates for it. But yeah, definitely looking forward to playing her at some point in time.
For some sense of completion, do you want me to pull up a video of all the ultimates and then all the teams so that we can just say we've seen everything that everyone can do, since we're never going to use all 80 characters?
I don't think we have to push for content that hard.
I mean, between both videos, it would only be an extra 20 minutes. And you know, some of the tag attacks are pretty neat. Some of them are also really dumb.
Yeah.
4-player tag. So can Yami go into his resurrection on any stage, or is it a separate character? It is a completely separate character slot in the menu, and yes, it's only good on the 4-player arenas. Hey, Goth Ombro. Hey, Bailey, you made it! 4-player tag fighting games was actually very common on the PSP, like, for example, Tenkaichi Tag Team. Quite the contrary, these are the only 2 that come to mind, is this and Tenkaichi Tag Team. Because the other thing was finding actual proper fighting games on the PSP, which there were some, but not a lot of.
Yeah, that's just the nature of the beast for the PSP. With the limited controls you already have innately, you have to get very creative with some games. Like, okay, I'll admit, I'm considering fucking around and playing the Tekken 5 and Tekken 6 ports on PSP at some point in time, just for shits and giggles. But yeah,
well, don't forget, some 3,000 years ago, you did play the Tekken 6 port on PSP for YouTube.
Yes, I did, but not... Well, yeah, but I didn't play with a PS5 controller, to be fair. Yeah, what was I using? I think I was still using, like, the hacked Xbox 360 drivers to think that my PS3 controller was an Xbox 360 controller. That's how old we're talking right now.
You would have been... My correction, if... It had more of 4-player games in general. Yeah, that's true. You got a lot of Monster Hunter type games on the PSP and especially the Vita. Does anyone besides me remember the game Freedom Wars? Also,
I have heard that game before. I just do not immediately know what it's about.
Because most PSP games were made similar to Monster Hunter. Yeah, exactly. Because that was how you sold handhelds, was on the multiplayer experience, playing together at the lunch table or on the bus or whatever, or ditching gym or whatever.
Yeah,
that was how you sold it. That was how you sold handhelds back in the day, and it holds true especially for Pokemon. You know, having your 4-player Pokemon battles as well.
Yep. All right. So while I do like the idea of actually watching all the tag supers, I think we'll probably put that off for another day, just so that way we're not dragging this Let's Play on for too much longer. But I will say, really weird way to go about DLC. Even though it was free, I wish he was actually part of the base roster so more people could be exposed to him. But for what it is, yeah, Shuren's pretty cool. I am not against him too much. I don't remember Freedom War. Oof, we're down 1.
Of course you don't.
But yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, Shuren.
Yeah?
Shuren was a wild pick because he's in Brave Souls, of course, but I don't think he was added until like 4 years into Brave Souls. I think the only previous rep for Hellverse was Kokuto.
Yeah, there was a massive dump, like maybe somewhere around a year ago, of like adding a fuckload of movie characters. Also, among them was Dark Rukia and that one other dude from Diamond Dust Rebellion. So there's that.
Sojiro Kusaka.
Yeah. Yeah, you just don't really get stuff like this too often. Like, again, fringe cases aside, like Shusuke Amagai and Versus Crusade, yeah.
This is also one of the only sort of interesting examples of DLC on the PSP that actually adds interesting content in the form of actually new content, as opposed to Dissidia's DLC, which was just costumes or just music.
Or the one assist, which you only got through doing the pre-launch alpha build of the game.
Prologus Dissidia Duodecim. If and when we ever get to the Dissidia series, that's mandatory because that demo is canon.
Be truthful with you, with playing Crisis Core on stream the other day, I was very much considering popping it in, yeah.
Yin and Yang got added with more fanfare than the main villain of their movie.
Yeah.
Running joke, Bob never remembers Kusaka's name. They can make that a thing. Every time it's come up, I've had to say it.
To be fair, I've only watched Diamond Dust Rebellion maybe once or twice in my entire life, and I haven't a hard time remembering most characters' names anyway, so you're gonna get that often.
That reminds me. Should I talk about my plans for the both of us following the finale of the Bleach manga reread?
Sure. I didn't know there were any plans.
Oh, I'm roping you in on this, and it would be a public event. What I want us to do when I'm done with the reread in 2 weeks is for one each week, watch each of the movies on Twitch, whether visible or not, but, live commentary, live reaction to the movies. And there are ways to do watch parties now, and if it stays on Twitch, it wouldn't matter. And that's a great way to especially hype up Bleach for the audience going into the start of the war, because that would be August through September, then only like 2 weeks later, the anime would start.
Yeah. I'll think about it. Well, I mean, one copyright strike's not gonna kill my Twitch account, but I just gotta be careful about that. Those VODs probably won't stay live for too long. Needless to say.
No, those would probably disappear the next day.
Yeah.
But especially though, getting back to watch Bleach content native to their era, watching a Bleach movie that came out of 2006, that came out of 2008, 2010, just seeing where the series was at that point and what characters' relative power was.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and actually wrap up before we spend too much longer with the outro. So, needless to say, Heat to Soul 7 it's interesting for me because this is the very first time I'm exclusively helming up a Heat to Soul game, and I actually got to learn this game a fair amount in depth, and it was very fun. Like, even if it's fairly slow and rigid at times and floaty in weird areas, it's still genuinely a pretty decent series of games. I wish we did get a new entry because, goddamn, there is so much you can actually build off with this. Fuck me.
Yeah, in terms of gameplay, it is still overall the best, but to me, the best game overall will still always be 6, and I'm never going to shake that unless they actually make a new all-encompassing game, which, good bloody luck with that.
Yeah, right, no kidding.
7, though, definitely still holds its own, though. It still is, outside of story mode, is still the content king. There's so much to do, so many extra modes. The DLC, in addition to adding Shuren, also added new content. It added new tournament brackets. It added more to the Conquest mode, to the Waco Mundo challenge, etc. So this game definitely has a lot in it left to keep you coming back for more. It's just the main brunt of the game that got so shafted that leaves me so bitter about this game.
Yep,
And
pretty much.
That's the highlight, though, is what annoys it, because you can do all the other stuff and that's fine, but that's what should have had all of the focus in dev time and in dev money, but it didn't get that.
Yeah, I know how it goes with, oh god, especially 2010 era aiding with the severely axed and severely slashed budgets for the games. Don't forget, this is the same year where we also got GNT Special with, a handful of new characters and like a very gutted single player mode. And of course, it did not last long in the space of Storm 2, and license holders wanted to dump hard into Storm 2. So yeah, you can blame Storm success for destroying the series, to say the least. But yeah, seems fun at least. Oh, definitely, yeah. Without question, I do see a lot of depth in this game, to be absolutely fair, but there's also a lot of bullshit. Giant characters, some interactions with hitboxes and super armor. Nothing egregious. Like, this is far from the absolute worst fighting game I've played in my life, obviously. In fact, I would say it's probably like mid, higher up here. It's good. Like, there's definitely depth to be had here, but man, it definitely has those entry gaps of 1 PSP, 2 limited community. So, yeah, not amazing, but you take what you can get. All right, so good night, guys. Next time, well, Bleach content-wise, there's a couple of places we can go from here. I'm going to see what we can do about it off-screen. And for actual content between the two of us, well, depending on how this turned out, I'm hoping it turned out pretty well. Everything seems to be running pretty smoothly. Next weekend, how about we start some Tag Force 5? And something for both of us to talk about.
That is a terrifying concept, but yeah, that's, I guess, next on the major docket.
Don't worry, that's definitely going to be treated as a summer project, and that's something I will be mostly responsible for.
Summer's going to be long over by the time we're done with that.
oh yeah, no. Well, considering climate change, it's going to be lasting until, summer's going to last until September or October, so don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, for you. For me, it lasts until January.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have ideas. I have lots of ideas. And there's something... Okay, full disclosure, there was something else that I started working on before I started working on 6 that I just stopped to do this instead that I need to get back to.
Yeah, I know.
If you know,
I think I know what it is.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
I am moderately aware. All right, good night, boys. See you next time. Gonna be quite the interesting run, I hope not. We've been away for like 4 weeks. Oh no! Oh fuck, Bailey, where do you live again? Like, isn't he in
Chicago?
Chicago, yeah. Jesus, I'm so sorry, my dude. We're actually approaching a heat wave ourselves here in Seattle, so yeah, and we're not doing much better either.
Come back down here and say that, you son of a bitch.
9% of our houses don't have AC, buddy. Don't worry, I'm feeling it. All right, good night, boys.
See you later.